fashion, be it beauty, be it barbing, catering, or what have you, and you are about to start the business of your own, you have the opportunity to access up to 250,000 under this scheme. We have the micro enterprise startup, which is designed for those that have stayed in business for at least a year. Micro enterprise. This is designed for people that have stayed in business for up to a year, and you can access up to 500,000 under this scheme. Then we have the SME, the small and medium enterprise, where you can access between 500 and 1,000 to 5 million. You know, these are businesses that are already formalized. I mean, they are registered under the CAC, and you know, they have moved from the category of just a mere micro enterprise to an SME. And the interest rate is quite, you know, sweet. Let me use that language, because it's a single digit interest rate that we offer at LSETF, which is 9%. I'm sure you agree with me that in what is currently obtainable in the financial sector now in terms of lending rates is quite on the high side, you know, but we are not looking at that. As a government, the government is keen at making sure the interest rate doesn't go beyond 9%. And that is why we have maintained the single digit interest rate. So the single digit interest rate cut across all the programs, be it Nano, be it MES, be it ME or SME. Then the repayment period, you can pay up to 24 months. That is in the case of SME. While the others, the Nano, the MES, and the ME, the repayment period has a maximum of 12 months to pay back. So that then the SME, like I said earlier, you have the opportunity to make your payment within the period of 24 months. You could decide to do it for 18 months. You could decide to do it for 16 months, but the maximum that can go is 24 months. Then, tax ID. Do not forget that the fund the LSETF is giving out, you know, to support businesses are fund, you know, from taxpayers. And it is also expected that as a beneficiary, you also exhibit that commitment of tax payment. And as such, you're expected to register with Lagos Inland Revenue Service, that's LIRS, you know, to generate your ID, you know, get registered and have your ID generated. So this cut across all loan programs is one of the key requirements for you to access LSETF loan. Then the LASTRA, we have LASTRA ID. This is also very, very important for all the categories of loans mentioned earlier. It is required of you to ensure you have your LASTRA ID in place. This actually shows that you are Lagos residents. And also do not forget that this scheme is only for the benefit of people that reside, business owners that reside in Lagos, Lagos residents and doing business in Lagos. So that LASTRA, you know, actually certify you to be a Lagos resident. Then government issued ID. We all know what this means. Cut across all the loan programs. It is expected that you either have your voter's card, your national identity card, that's NIN. We all know about this. Your international passport or driver's license. Either of these four suffice in this regard. Then another requirement is the CAC, which is only applicable. Sorry. So the next requirement is the CAC, which is only applicable to SME, the small medium enterprise, small and medium enterprise, which is only applicable to that. It is expected that for you to access our SME, your business must have been registered under CAC and you have the relevant document to support that. It is not compulsory for nano, not compulsory for MES, and also not compulsory for ME. But for you to access SME up to 5 million naira, then there's a need for you to provide your CAC document. Then BVN, this is also very critical, which cuts across all the loan programs. It is expected that, of course, I am so sure that almost everybody in Nigeria has BVN. Almost everyone that has accounts in a bank has a BVN, if not all. Then the aspect of bank statements, not necessary for nano, not necessary for the micro enterprise startup, because of course it is understandable that as a micro enterprise, a beneficiary of applicants of micro enterprise startup, you are just about to start a business, and we don't expect to see buoyant account statements or what have you. There, but for the micro enterprise startup, it is required that minimum of 3 months statement of accounts, showing your last 3 months cash flow, will actually be required for these. And for the SME, up to 6 months to 1 year bank statement is also required. Then the aspect of guarantee, which has to do with providing guarantor for nano business applications under nano, it is not compulsory. All you can do in that regard is to either get a recommendation letter. Maybe if you belong to an association, you could get a recommendation letter from the association, or maybe a recommendation letter from maybe a pastor or an imam that actually knows you quite well within your residence or business area. So that is for nano. But for the micro enterprise startup, you actually need a guarantor, to support your application. Then for the ME, micro enterprise, a guarantor is also required of you. But for the SME, which is the small and medium enterprise, 2 guarantors are actually required. Then there's what we call equity contribution. This is a payment, it's a form of commitment, that you make upfront before you have your loan disbursed to your account. Once an approval is given, it is expected that you make 5% of the approved amount, which will be kept in an account, LSETF account, and it will remain there until after the loan tenure. 5% of any amount approved at the end of the day. So you have that committed in an account, which you only have access to at the end of the tenure. So these are the basic requirements for the generic loans. There is another category of loan that I would love to touch on briefly, which has to do with LSETF tax loan. This is a partnership loan. Unlike the previous one that is generic, this is a partnership loan where LSETF matched resources with tax foundation, under the Lagos under Lagos East Senatorial District. So, of course, I need to say it here that it's a partnership with the senator representing Lagos East Senatorial District. So it's a product that is designed for that purpose. Most of the requirements, most of the features are the same, but with a few, little difference. The loan amount is also in categories. The loan are also in category of nano, micro enterprise startup, the micro enterprise, and the small and medium enterprise. They are also in 4 categories, just like the previous slide. But the maximum you can access here is 1 million under the SME. which is between 500 and 1,000 to 1 million. The nano still remain up to 100,000. The micro enterprise startup under this scheme still remain 250,000. The micro enterprise remains 500,000. But the SME, the maximum under this scheme is 1 million because it's a partnership program. So it is different from the previous one explained. So the interest rate here is 6%, but is only tailored towards people, business owners within these 5 senatorial districts of under the Lagos East Senatorial District, which includes the Shomolu, Koshofe, Ibejuleki, Ekpe, and Ikorodu. These are the 5 local governments under this particular scheme that can benefit from this, because it's an initiative of the Lagos, the senator representing Lagos East. So it's a special program which only cater for those senatorial districts. So the interest rate is 6%, which is across the loan products. Then the repayment period, of course, for nano is 12 months, for micro enterprise for 12 to 13 months. Then the micro enterprise start, so that's for micro enterprise startup. For the micro enterprise, 12 months. Then for the SME, it's up to the maximum tenure to pay back is actually 18 months, between 12 to 18 months, as opposed 24 months that we have in the generic. Then there is no moratorium for these products. Then LIRS is equally like we have in the other program, LIRS, LASTRA, government issued ID, the CAC, which is only applicable to the SME. Then BVN, of course, just like we have in the other program. Bank statements, same as the other program. Then guarantor, the requirement is same as the other program. I also like to note here that guarantor you are providing must also provide his or her LASTRA ID to show that he is also a Lagos resident. So that is the only requirement from the guarantor. Then equity contribution is also 5% across board, across the loan programs, just like we have in the generic loan. So these are the 2 categories of loan program that we have, the generic and the LSETF tax, partnership loan. So the requirements are there, the features are there, just as explained. So the next thing we'll be looking at is why applications are unsuccessful. So this slide speaks to why we have applications that, that get declined. You get to hear people say, I have applied and I have not, my application was declined. I have applied and, I was told my application cannot move to the next stage. So these are some of the reasons why that happened, and, some pitfalls to also avoid. So on this slide, we'll look at talking about applications that are why applications are successful. First point here is low credit score from third-party assessment. Where an application is having a very low score, there is every tendency that such application will not move to the next stage, because we have a portal through which you apply, and once application is done, once you made the application on the portal, automatically you get a score, credit score. There's a minimum score expected for every application to meet. And once you fall short of that minimum score, you can't have your application process. There are a lot of metrics. There are metrics that goes into that scoring model. So which, determine whether your application will move to the next stage or not. So once that happens, such application get declined. Then also where there is lack of clarity for use of funds. In this case, we always want to see a clear definition of for the of the fund, what you intend to use the fund for. There should be a clear definition as to what you intend to use the fund. The business you intend to invest into. We've seen cases where somebody that just graduated, maybe from one vocational training school in a particular vocation, maybe in fashion, let's say fashion. You have gone through fashion training. You are now a certified fashion designer, so to speak, and you are requesting for fund. Ideally, what the purpose for the fund should be to say you want to put the money into getting maybe some fashion materials, some tailoring equipment, some materials and equipment that will help you start up that business of fashion business. But at the end of the day, you are seeing after KYC is conducted, we have our assessments carried out on this applicant, and we are seeing something else, like somebody wants to use the money to get provisions. So there is no clarity, there is no clear definition of what the fund is intended for. So there is always a need for you to be able to specifically state what you intend to use the fund for, because once that happens, once we are not able to ascertain the use of funds, what you intend to put the fund into, where you intend to put the fund into, will be tended to, to decline such application, because what we are giving out is a working capital loan to support your business that you are currently doing. And we want to see a situation whereby we come to you, conducting our usual KYC business assessment, and you tell us, oh, I'm into fabrics. I sell fabrics. I want to buy amount of let's say a particular brand of clothes. Just tell us, give us things that are related to what the business you are currently doing, for us to be sure that, and show us that proof that you are actually going to use this money for the purpose that was intended for. Then apply for the wrong loan type. Often this happens where you are applying on the platform and you are choosing a wrong loan type. So it is expected we appeal to potential applicant that why trying to apply on the portal, pay attention to every detail, ensure you pick on the right loan category. Click on the right loan category. Do not rush over the form. Of course, if it is something that you cannot do all by yourself, we'll get to that part where we will have to direct you to our offices, where we have our committed liaison officers that will assist in that regard. But should pay attention to most of these details. Applying for the wrong loan type can actually lead to disqualification. Then business turnover cannot support loan repayment. This also happens a lot, where after carrying out assessment, we find out that your business turnover cannot support the loan you are requesting for. The amount you are requesting for, the business turnover cannot support it. In as much as we provide that platform, for people to access loan to grow their businesses, at the same time, we will not want to put you under financial pressure. We will not want to say because you have applied for Lagos State loan, so it is also incumbent or it's compulsory that we also grant that loan. A lot of assessments happens. We do carry out a lot of assessments, and where we find out that the turnover cannot support it, then obviously we can't proceed with such application. We want something that you pay back with ease. You take the loan, pay back with ease. It's already the costs of fund, the cost of the loan is already cheap. It's cheap. And if we now find out that even at that, your turnover still cannot take it, then will have no option other than to just call your attention to that, and we advise you to probably stay a bit, wait a bit longer later for you to be able to access our loan in future. Then where there's a negative spot check report, we've also had instances where people stage business address because you want to access loan. Maybe what you do is just to go quickly arrange with your friend or somebody that has a shop, to stage that shop. At the end of the day, people, our partners that conduct KYC on the field, come back with a report to say the address you claim to be your place of business is not actually your place of business, because they also do neighbor reference, they do business reference, even while on the field. So once these reports come back to us and we were able to ascertain that fact that yes, you actually do not have a shop, or you decide to use someone else's shop, we have no option at that point in time other than to reject or decline your loan. Then we also have situation whereby negative credit check report for loan applicants, or we have negative credit check reports for loan applicants or the guarantor. We make use of credit bureau, different credit platform, where we check every applicant's credit history. We check your credit history to see what your behavior has been in terms of credit. We see some people having multiple loans. Some people are very good in taking loans. They enjoy, they are serial borrowers. They can borrow even as many as many loans as possible. But this, on the long run, can actually affect, some benefits that could come your way, in the sense that imagine people that have taken several loans and not paying back. Of course, even paying back is one thing, but not paying back is another thing. We have negative credit reports where people have taken loans and they have defaulted, in some of these loans. And once we find out such about your application, we automatically decline such application, because your debt to income ratio should not be too high, where you have too many debts and your income is nothing to compare with. Imagine somebody that is paying 3,000 naira, let's say, just to make an example of this. Somebody is paying a debt of 3,000 naira every month, and the income is just 1,000 naira. Because there is no alignment. So the debt to income ratio is too high, and will never support any further loan. So negative credit check, amount to automatic disqualification. When you have multiple loans, too many loans out there, even if you are paying very well, but there are too many, and by the time we do your business analysis evaluation, find out that taking additional loan cannot support, it will be difficult for you to pay back, then we'll go ahead and decline your loan. So these are some of the reasons why, you hear applications are unsuccessful. That's why some people, you ask them, even at the point of application, do you have loans somewhere? They will tell you no. Are you servicing any loan? Do you have bad loans somewhere? It's possible, of course, every business need loans, inject the right kind of loan into business. It goes a long way. But how well are you performing in those loans is another ballgame entirely. Some people will tell you, oh, I don't have loan anywhere. Meanwhile, they have loans. They even have bad loans. By the time we now check back end, we make use of about 2 to 3 credit platforms through which we check. If we use one and we are not satisfied, we use the other, because this loan must come back for us to be able to give back to others. So it's a revolving loan that you will give to you. you are able to pay back, then we use the money for others. For a situation whereby you get this loan and you are unable to pay back, then it's already putting the fund at high risk. So I would really implore us, if you are for the potential applicant, if you are having negative credit somewhere, if you are having loan somewhere that you are yet to pay back, I will implore you to meet with your bank and see how that aspect can be trashed before coming to LSETF to seek another loan. So these are some of the reasons why applications get declined after they are submitted. Then yes, how do we apply? How do you apply for this? As you can see on the screen, loans.lsetf.ng. Just log in with this, and to take you to our loan programs. These are our impacts. I'm sure some of you have seen this before. A lot of impact we have done in Lagos State. Then you can also visit us or check us out on our various social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. At LSETF, find us everywhere for you to get updates on all our programs. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you very, very much for that wonderful presentation, Ibrahim. It was really a very insightful one. And I am sure that my people on this call have been able to take a cue from all that you've said. It's very important for them to understand why some of the loan that they apply for is not being granted, and they seem to be in the dark. And most times when I go out, the first thing they're going to tell me is, "Oh, I've done everything you asked me to do, but it looks like I'm not getting loan from you people." So now we all know. I was able to take a cue from everything you said. Having low score the scoring portal, and also having a lack of clarity. You can't say you want to sell Coke and you're actually selling Coke, and then you're applying for diapers. That's like two different businesses altogether. So you have to understand the kind of business that you're doing, and work on expanding on that business itself, and not picking up on so many business at the same time. It kind of puts you at disadvantage when you want to apply for loan, not just at LSETF really, but also any other financial institution, because it kind of puts you at that point where you look like you don't know exactly what you're looking out for in the business space. And that is why we keep doing sessions upon sessions to let you know what are those things you need to understand in the business space, and not look like you do not know. My people, please know. Now you know, and we will keep learning. Thank you once again, Ibrahim. Very much appreciate that very insightful presentation. And so we have some questions for you, but before we go into the question, we would just want to take all the question all together. And so that would make us go into the session part for Olufolake Ikumapayi. Before I let Olufolake take the floor, I would quickly read up on Folake's bio. I remember that Folake was trying to bring us up to speed on ourselves by introducing ourselves, but then our network was gave us a little glitch at that time, and so I would do justice to that. Olufolake Ikumapayi is the head of SME at LSETF. She supports businesses to assess finance for their operations and expansion, thereby promoting entrepreneurship, job, and wealth creation in Lagos State. She has over 15 years experience working for firms across sectors, including global development, financial service, oil and gas, manufacturing, and professional services. She's passionate about addressing the pain point of SMEs, including having managed and consulted for small business owners. Prior to joining the LSETF, she worked to improve the income of thousands of MSMEs operating in Edo and Delta states across different value chains. She possesses a bachelor degree in geography and a master's degree in business administration. Please join me to welcome today Olufolake Ikumapayi. Let me see you buzz the chat box with lots of welcome for Olufolake, where she will be able to take us through on what we need to also know, the pitfalls particularly that we need to avoid when we are assessing LSETF loan. Thank you very much, Folake. You have the floor, please.
Thank you very much for that introduction. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Ibrahim, for coming ahead. So what I'll be handling now are frequently asked questions received over the years from applicants concerning their loan applications. I'll be sharing my screen with you. So please just give me some time. Let me get my slide out. Okay. Please, can you see my screen?
Very much. We can see your screen. Thank you very much.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me? Can you see my screen?
We can hear you and we can see your screen.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for that feedback. So I'll start with the first question, which says that as an applicant, I did not receive feedback after applying. What do I do? First of all, I would like to say congratulations, because it's most likely your application submitted successfully. And you will be hearing from us after we screen your application and we find out that there's still a pending documentation. Otherwise, your application continues under our review processes. We have a number of processes that your application has to go through before you hear from us again, which will probably be at the approval stage, where a loan amount has been approved for you and you have to accept. So at that point in time, we'll reach out to you. So no worries if you see that you submitted your application and it seems as if it's still under review. Different stages of reviews that your application goes through, and it doesn't mean it remains stagnant there. But secondly, another thing that could happen is that maybe you have something pending. Maybe your bank statement has not been uploaded, so your application didn't submit successfully. We usually see at our own end those sort of applications, it reads pending on the portal. So what we do is we move them manually and then ask for those documentations that are still outstanding from you. So don't be anxious. There's no need to worry if you didn't hear from us immediately or shortly after you submitted your application. Most likely everything is fine. 2 says, how long does it take the application to get to the head office after applying at the local government office? At the local government office, you applied on the loan portal. Everything was done online for you. So immediately your application submits successfully while you are with our licensing officer at the local government office, we'll get it immediately on our portal. There is no time wastage. It immediately shows up at our own end. So we'll receive the application. So don't worry if you had to have gone to the local government office to apply and you are wondering, oh, Is it going to take the next 1 hour? Is it going to, it happens instantly. So there is no cause for concern. Number 3 says, I applied for over a month, yet my application is still under review. How can it be fast-tracked? We give everybody equal opportunity. You don't need to know us for us to review your loan. Like I said, our process is under review. There are quite a number of them. We do credit checks, we do internal controls, we screen and review your documents that you have submitted. So a number of processes that goes around different units, different departments. We take in their inputs. So your application might be under review for a month, but just know that it's not stagnant, it's not at one place, it's progressing, and very soon you will hear from us that you have been approved a loan amount. Number 4 says, I currently have 2 people working with me. Am I qualified to apply for the SME loan? Yes, you are qualified to apply for the SME loan. As an SME business, what we take into consideration is that, have you been registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission for at least a year? That is the basic consideration for SME loans. So it doesn't matter the number of people you have employed currently in your business. What we hope happens that when you get our loan, you're even able to employ more people if you have existing employees, and if you don't, at least be able to add 1 person on board to join you, because your business would have grown and expanded. Number 5 says, my place has been visited, but no response since then. This applicant is referring to our KYC that we do. We have business development support partners that visit your business location based on the information you have provided. They would access your business and send a report to us. And from that report, we do our further reviews on your application. You do not need to get a response from us after that is done. Just know that we have considered the report that we have been given, and your application is going through our normal processes. Number 6 says, my loan application has been declined twice, and I still don't know what happened or why I was not approved. What can I do? There are various reasons, like my colleague said, Ibrahim, why your application could have been declined. And one of it could be negative credit reports. Maybe from your credit history, we've seen that you borrowed money from some other institution and did not pay as I went due. Or maybe you're applying for the SME loan and you have not yet registered your business, or your business has not been registered for at least 1 year. So various reasons why your loan could have been declined. We encourage you to check your email box and to see whether you have received a message from us, because in information there, you'll be directed to your dashboard to see the reason why your loan was declined. So it's very, very important that as soon as you apply for a loan, you constantly check your email box, just in case we have additional requests from our own end or another information to pass across to you. The 7th question says, can I go to the nearest local government office to pick up a loan application form? The answer is no. We no longer do paper application. Everything is done online. However, we have representatives in all the local government offices across the state, our licensing officer, who can support you with your online loan application. We try as much to reduce the paperwork that goes into these applications. So it's very important that you have a smartphone if you want to do it by yourself, or you visit any of our licensing offices across Lagos State in all the local government offices. Number 8 says, I have an active business account, which I did not include in my application. Hope that will not affect my chances of getting the loan. As much as possible, please provide all the information necessary that can boost your application. It will go a long way. We look at your business transactions when we receive bank statement from you. We want to be sure that your business is profitable, you're getting cash inflow regularly, and you're able to repay back the loan. All that information we can get from your bank statement. So if you have an account that shows your business transactions, kindly upload. Those are the transactions we want to see, not your personal transactions. So it's very important that you pay attention to this. Number 9 says, I have been trying to apply, but I'm being told that my email address or password is invalid. Most likely, we find out that sometimes our applicants are opening email addresses for the first time for their loan applications. This is very important that when this is the case, you take note of your email address and your password so you do not have issues with this. However, you can always click forgot password for when you want to access your dashboard, change your password, and then have access to your loan application. So please take note of these little details. Don't feel that, oh, you've applied and that's the end of it. You will need to access information that goes on your dashboard. So it's very important to take note of your email address and password when doing this, especially if you're doing this at the local government office with our last officer. If they open the email address for you and help you create a password, make sure you get that information from them and keep it as your own personal information. The third question we have says, where can I obtain LIRS receipts around my area? LIRS refers to Lagos Inland Revenue Service. They are the ones who collect tax from taxpayers in Lagos State. One thing you can do is go online on their website and register. You can also visit a commercial bank close to you. The big commercial banks take tax payments. If you go online, you'll be advised on what amount to pay, and you can go and pay at the nearest commercial bank office close to you. Also, you can visit the local government office closest to you, and they can direct you to an LRS location where you can make your payment. But all this can be done online to ease the burden of trying to locate an LRS office. Number 11 says, do I have to know someone or go through someone before my loan is approved? Absolutely no. I and Ibrahim can tell you for a fact that most of the people that apply, if not all the people that apply, we do not know them personally. We're objective with our assessments. So you do not need to know anybody before your loan application is approved and you are disbursed to. Please feel free to apply, whether you know or you don't know anybody at the LSETF office. Objectively, we'll look at your application and recommend the right loan amount based on your ability to pay back and the documentations that you have submitted to us. Number 12 says, how can I get my Lagos resident card? You need to visit the LASTRA website or the LASTRA office for that. If you go to the Lagos State Residency Registration Agency, if you Google that, you would see an opportunity, you see a page where it gives you an opportunity to register or to validate your existing registration. So feel free to go online. You can visit lagosresidents.gov.ng to access their website and validate your registration or apply newly by registering online. If you're applying newly, you register, put in your vital information, you'll be given a date to come for data capture, and the address where you should come to will be given onto you, will be sent to you so you can get your Lagos resident card. Another question we have received in the past is, how long does the loan processing take? We have a lot of applications that we receive on a weekly basis. But we try to attend to them as soon as possible. Our application process can take several weeks. As much as possible, we try to do 6 weeks or less, as much as possible, from the point of application to the point of disbursement. Like I mentioned earlier, we have a number of processes that your application goes through when it's under review before you get to the offer letter stage, where you'll be asked to pick up your offer letter, execute and return, and then it's finally approved, and then the loan is disbursed to you. So please be patient with us. So many applications that we receive and we have to attend to, but know that your application is receiving the due attention that it requires. Number 14 says, I have submitted my offer letter at the local government office. how soon am I likely to receive disbursement? I want to say congratulations for getting this far in your loan applications, and then disbursement will be released to you as soon as possible. At least some stages still have to take place. We get final approval for your loan to be disbursed and to be disbursed as soon as possible. So look at that 6 weeks window from the point of application to the end of disbursement. So you can count how long your application has been on, and then ensure that that you check your dashboard often, and you provide the necessary information. Because another thing we found out that sometimes applicants load their debit card, but it will expire before they make the total loan repayment. So that can also delay your application even after executing the offer letter and you're at the stage of disbursement. We'll have to now reach out to you for you to provide a debit card that would extend up to or beyond the time you pay up the loan fully. So those are some of the delays that we experience at our end in terms of after you received your offer letter and you receiving your disbursement. Last question says, can I terminate my loan before expiry and request for another one? Yes, you can. What you need to do is, first of all, make sure you make that payment before your regular due date of repayment, and then send the necessary documentation, evidence of this payment to our office over the email. You can send it over the email to us, and from there we would work with our finance to ensure that we have seen the payment on our own end, and then get back to you. And at that point, the loan will be terminated and you can apply for another one, having successfully repaid the loan. So from here, I say thank you and welcome questions that might be coming up.
Wow. Thank you very, very much, Olufolake. With all the things that you said, I would have assumed that my people do not have any other question again, but it is what it is. My Q&A box is full of questions for you. As you can't even imagine how many questions are coming in back to back. That's to tell you that the participants really, really appreciate what we're doing right now, and they also want to have more clarity. But thank you very, very much for that very wonderful and very explanatory presentation. I believe it went a long way to throw light and shed more light to situations where the participants and Lagos MSME ecosystem find themselves most times. And with that, we say a very big thank you. And trust me, the chat box is buzzing with a lot of thank you for you from the participants. Thank you very, very much. Okay, now we go to that point where we would be saying that let's read out the questions and let's still take the questions. In as much as you've really done justice, we will still have to read out these questions that have been coming in while you were talking. And that brings me to the fact that I need to let my participants know that please, we will be launching the polls just right while we're taking the questions. Kindly ensure that you take part in the poll. The poll is a way of us understanding what needs to be done better. How else can we serve you? What other ideas would you want to share with us? What other things can we do better for you at LSETF? And while the poll is on right now, please ensure that you let us know your mind through the poll. You can even suggest to us what other things you would like us to include in the poll in order for us to know how best to serve you. We are always your partner in the progress of your business. It is very important to us at LSETF. Thank you very much. That being said, we go into the very next thing, which is for us to read out the Q&A box and have Ibrahim and Olufolake do justice to the questions that has been asked. And I would be directing the first question to Olufolake. And this question says that I have applied for LSETF loan on 2 occasions where I have paid. I happen to understand that for each time I finish paying and I want to apply for a new loan, I have to come as a new, okay. So this person is saying that he has to come as a fresh applicant and he wants to understand why is that. Okay, so Falake, would you want to help us answer that question? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that question. What is happening is that the loan portal that we are making use of gives you a unique ID at every point in time when you apply for a loan. However, when we use your name to search on our portal, we can see if you have collected that loan before and we have paid. And then while we do our internal control check too, we also get feedback that this person applied for a loan before and has successfully completed the loan payments. We're sorry that you have to go through that experience. Something we'll look into. But currently, the way our loan portal is designed is that you come in as a fresh applicant. But that background information, knowing that you've applied successfully for our loan and repaid, gives you a good chance of getting another loan from us. So it's a positive, it's not a negative. If you have applied for a loan before and you are reapplying, we are sorry for the stress that is putting you through, because you also have to provide all the necessary information again, some of which could actually be still relevant from your last loan application. So it's a feedback that we are taking and something we'll work on. Thank you.
Thank you for that clarity, Folake. Okay, so this question, the next question I will be directing to Ibrahim. And the question is from Friday. He says, can someone run 2 LSETF loans simultaneously?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much for the question. At LSETF, you can only run a loan at a time. We do not do parallel loan. So once you are done paying up a particular one, then you can now reapply. But for you to run 2 loans at the same time, it's not something that is currently in place at LSETF. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much for that clarity. So you heard it. You can only apply one at a time. Once you're done paying off on one loan, you can reapply. Our portal presently do not allow you to come in as a beneficiary, but as a fresh applicant. And Folake has done justice to let you know that it doesn't mean that we do not have your details to show us that you've applied before. And since you did well with your first application, we would honor the second application. Thank you, Folake. Thank you, Ibrahim. And so I'll direct this next question to Gabriel. To Folake. It's from Gabriel. And Gabriel is asking, Folake, you spoke about the bad credit status. Can you please let us know how we can rectify a bad credit status issue?
Okay. To address bad credit issue, one thing you can do is get a letter of non-indebtedness if you have actually paid up that loan. Non-indebtedness from the bank or from the financial institution you initially got the loan from. And you can upload it to your dashboard, and that will be evidence for us to see that you have paid up that loan. However, bad credit also shows the character, of the applicants regarding credits. And we won't want that to affect your new loan application. So it's very, very, very important that when you have financial obligations, such as paying up loans, that you do it as when due and appropriately. So letter of non-indebtedness is what we look at, to check and to confirm that you have paid up previous loans.
Thank you very much. All right. Okay, so Muyiwa says that when we produce our first edition of Science Toolkit Tools Kits, audiovisuals, we applied for a loan to distribute our learning aid via flash drive. After the post-production, we were to buy 500 flash drives and we applied for LSETF loan. An LSETF personnel visited our office. I was using my house as the office. She saw all the videos we produced, my CSC certificate, but they didn't get back to us. We could not roll out the production and had to disband the production team because we could not fund the distribution. Commercial banks won't give us 5 million. From this information, what will you say we did wrongly and why was our loan not granted? This is from Muiwa and I'm directing it to Ibrahim. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Muiwa, for that question. I think it's very important, just like Folake mentioned earlier, that at every point in time, it is good for, once you apply, to always check your dashboard to get to know the progress of your loan request. So you said you didn't hear from us after the visit, to conduct KYC exercise. I'm sure you have your email and password, through which you can actually access the dashboard, because at every point in time, you get notification via, most especially email, to tell you the stage at which your loan is. If the loan is declined, you get notification for that. If your loan is under review, you could also see from your dashboard. So it is very important that at every point in time, you endeavor to check your dashboard to get updates on your loan request. But however, you can actually drop your application ID, maybe an email address, so that we'll check back end and actually get back to you on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much for that, Ibrahim. And please, participants, you have heard from Ibrahim. If you have issues that you would want us to do a follow-up on, kindly drop your details in the chat box and we will pick it up from there and ensure that we return to you with information on your status. So please kindly drop your email address and your application details on the chat box if you would want us to give you further information on your loan status. Thank you very much for that, Ibrahim. Okay, so this question is from Mr. Olatunji, and it says, my major question is, I applied for a loan and then KYC has not been conducted, but still the information on my dashboard remains under review for a long while. I really want to know why my dashboard is redundant. I have also checked my email severally. Okay, Folake, would you want to help us do justice to this question? Thank you.
Yeah, if I hear you correctly, the applicant is saying that his application has been under review for a while right now, and okay, so he wants to get
and he has also been checking his dashboard.
Okay, yes. So under review doesn't mean that your application is stagnant and just at one place. There are several processes that take place. We screen and go through your documentation that you have uploaded. We do background credit check. We have someone come to visit our BDSPs, come to visit you to give us a business overview or help us know you better apart from things you have submitted, and to give us comfort that you're actually an existing business aside from your CAC certificates. We have reviews that go across different departments. So until you get an offer letter and it has been uploaded on your dashboard and the amount has been confirmed, that is when your application status changes from under review to approved. So being under review and you've not gotten any information back from us, especially in your email box, means that everything is going on well and that very soon we'll be approving a certain amount for you to accept, and then we'll be sending you a message and email for you to pick up your offer letter, execute, and return to us. So no issues, no worries. We are doing all we can to put in so much effort to attend to all the applications so that everyone receives response from us as soon as possible and they are disbursed to. Thank you, Mr. Olatunji.
Thank you very much, Folake. Thanks for throwing light into that question. I have an anonymous attendee asking this question, which is coming concurrently with the first question you just answered. And I would want you to still please take up this question, Folake. And the question is there a timeline for how long under review can be? And I'd like to know at what point would I decide to reapply for another loan? Yes. So is there a timeline for under review? And at what point should I decide to apply for another loan? Yeah.
Okay, so for under review, we have several processes. We've given you to take into consideration 6 weeks or less window where your application will successfully move from application stage to disbursement stage. And along the line, still under the review stage, you'll be communicated to that a loan amount has been recommended and you need to accept. And also at that point, you'll be asked to pick up your offer letter so that you can execute and return to us. Is at the stage when this offer letter is returned, that's when your application moves from under review to approval, and then you are being disbursed to. So quite a number of processes, quite a number of checks that we have to do just to make sure and not to overburden you such that you're not able to pay the loan. We want to be able to look at all your records and say, conveniently, if we give this person this loan amount, this person will be able to pay back easily. It won't be a burden on that person. The person will have repayment issues. And then you have peace of mind also to do your business, expand, and to grow and to employ more people. So please be patient with us. As soon as possible, you go through all our processes successfully and you will be disbursed to.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Folake. I hope that our anonymous attendee is able to grab a hold of that response. Folake has said we would definitely get back to you. Okay, so I have Otto Christophiong. He said, I applied for SME loan of 5 million, and after all, a sum of 300,000 was approved. I would want to know the reason for that, because I applied for SME, but it looks like I am getting an ME instead. What could I have done wrong to receive a low approval? Ibrahim, I would want you to please do justice to that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. These are questions that we get to attend to often. Yeah, you applied for 5 million and at the end of the day, you saw 300,000 as a recommended amount. So the reasons are clear. You know, for every application that we receive, we conduct, just like we mentioned earlier, we conduct business assessments. We do business evaluation to actually ascertain, you know, a number of, you know, things that will help inform some decisions that we'll take. We look at your bank statement. We look at if you have what's it called, sales record. We also look at that. We look at your repayment capacity based on information provided. You know, some applicants make some mistakes, you know, so to speak, in the sense that you are applying for a particular amount of money, say SME, oftentimes they apply for SME and you are not able to provide adequate information that will help us make informed decision such that we don't under-finance you. You know, when we are requesting for bank statements and you only provide, maybe you have like 2-3 banks that you run, that you use for your business transaction, and you only provided us with just one. At the end of the day, we are limited to just that one to make a decision. So we looked at so many things, you know, that help us, you know, arrive at a particular decision, and which must have also happened in the case of this 5 million naira case being, you know, being approved as an ME, which is 300,000. So these are some of the things that could have caused that drastic reduction. So we want to implore every potential applicant of this platform that if for whatever you are applying for, ensure you provide adequate information that will help us make informed decisions. This is what you are requesting. And if you are now hiding some things from us, then we'll be limited to just the few information that you are able to provide. So I think we really need to look into that so very well, so that the issue of underfinancing can actually be reduced to the barest minimum. Thank you.
Thank you for that response, Ibrahim. I believe this should help author Christ F. Young understand what could have gone wrong. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so I have Damilare Adebowale asking this question, and I'll be directing it to Folake. And his question is, if my business is not registered for up to a year, can I still apply for an SME loan?
I'm sorry, Damilare, you won't be able to apply for an SME loan. However, there are other loan options. We have the micro enterprise startup for businesses that are just starting newly. And we have the micro enterprise loan, the MA loan, for businesses that have been existent for a while, most likely 1 year. So you can apply for those loan amounts. And from there, you graduate to SME. For SME, you have to have been in business. You have to have registered your business and been in it for at least 1 year for you to qualify for an SME loan. So unfortunately, you won't be able to apply for an SME loan because of your own short time in being in business.
Thank you, Folake. Okay, I hope that helps you, Damilare. Okay, I have another question here from an anonymous attendee, and he's asking us that can LSETF please give us a timeline that we can work with? As business owners, it works for us to have a timeline, especially when applying for loan such as this. Thank you. Okay. Folake, do you want to please do justice to that for us? Thank you.
Okay. I'll try to give a timeline from application to disbursement, which I said 6 weeks or less. Currently, the loan portal we use does not differentiate or actually show progress to the applicant, saying, oh, it's at this level or stage of review. Maybe the person is about to be visited, or maybe we are conducting a credit check, or maybe we are looking internally to find out if this person has taken a loan from us and repaid back. Maybe the manager is reviewing, or maybe it's even before our credit committee. Those are the processes that take place. There are quite a number of them, and as much as possible, we try to fast track every application. We have it in our mind to attend to all applications as soon as possible. So unless we make that change on our loan portal, which is also a feedback we are receiving today, so that everybody at every point in time knows that the application is not just remaining where it was right from when they applied, but is making significant progress. So you can have that same view that we have on our own end to see the stage in which your application is. But also you can reach out to us and we can let you know that from our own end, this is what is showing on your dashboard. This is where your application is right now, and this is the next stage that it will be going to. So, but as soon as you receive a mail from us hearing that we've recommended a loan amount and that we are issuing you an offer letter, know that your application will move from under review to approval, and then the stages there are even shorter to the point of your disbursement of the loan to you.
Thank you very much, Folake. I'm still going to hold you for 1 second. Let me just quickly throw this question also to you. And the question is from Victoria. She said, how about if my main name is different from the one on my CAC because I am married now. Can I still apply? Does it affect my application? Thank you.
Sure, you can apply. Certainly, you can apply. That should not disqualify you in any way. All we require from you is that in addition to all the other documentation that you upload, you include an affidavit saying that you saying that this was your name previously as seen on your CAC documentation, and that you are now married and from henceforth want to be recognized by this new name. So we can have that as supporting document with all the other information saying, oh, okay, this person used to bear Adebola now, before, sorry, and now bears Adeshino. And also in your other information, it can reflect that your old name. So with that affidavit, it gives everybody comfort and confidence that we are relating with the same person and not two different individuals. So kindly get an affidavit and upload along with your applications, and then we can review and get back to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So Victoria, you have it there. Please get your affidavit, and then while submitting your documents, kindly ensure that you include the affidavit to prove that you're the same person that owns the business. Thank you, Folake, for throwing light to that question. And so I have a question from Uromo Justina, and she says, please, after loan I've been given, can I have personal officer that can guide and check up on me such that I do not lose track or control of paying back? Okay, I guess Uromo is asking if we can get our beneficiaries relationship officers. Folake, sorry, I've been calling Folake. Ibrahim, can you please help us do justice to that? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. Firstly, I would like to say, once you get your loan disbursed and you have the document which clearly shows when you are expected to pay at every point in time, maybe your monthly, that shows your monthly repayment. So endeavor to, take note of the repayment date. However, we have our advising officers across 20 local governments, the 20 local governments in Lagos State and 6 LCDAs. They are always there, willing and ready to assist in any way. You can always reach out to them, go to them, any local government closest to you, talk to our officers there, and of course, there can be this arrangement as to a kind of reminder being sent to you on monthly basis, just to help follow up with your repayment if you know it's something you can easily miss. So, but endeavor, try as much as possible, even on your own, to have the date in mind and also relate to where with the officers closest to your local government where you had that application done. So they are always there to assist in any way possible. And of course, even from our own end at the head office, we also send out reminders even before the payment date to our beneficiaries, and just to keep them abreast of what is expected of them in terms of their repayment obligation. So you can explore some of these options, and I believe you will not lose track of what is expected. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim. So you can always work with our liaison officers, and they can be like your relationship officer, Victoria, and then they can prompt you to remind you of your repayment. Or you can as well make use of a calendar on your phone to regularly remind you on the date of your repayment. I hope that helps you. Thank you. All right, so I have a question here, and I guess it has been answered, but this person is requesting that we please answer this very one. It says, please, my application is about 10 weeks now. I am looking at getting another loan facility, or do I hold on to see if I would get the loan from LSETF? Ibrahim, would you want to please help us do justice to that question from this person? Thank you.
Thank you very much. What I will say is, please kindly drop your application ID with us. so that we quickly run a check of to get the status of what your application is, then we can get back to you. You said the application has stayed up to 10 weeks. We'll look at it and get back to you, please. That's all I can say for now.
Awesome, great. So please, Victoria Akimade, kindly drop in the chat box your application ID and your email address, and we would definitely reach out to you with more details on your application status. Thank you. All right, I have Jerry Nwokolo says, I called the office line. I was told the system had issue. I would like to know if it has been rectified because I've applied since February and we're in June. Okay. Ibrahim, kindly help us with an answer for Jerry. He has applied since February. He would want to know his status.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, our lines are functional. They are quite active at the moment. But if you are unable to still reach us, I think if you have the contact of the liaison officer at the local government where you applied, you can as well reach out. But however, we can assist from our own end here too, while you drop your application ID or email, so that we can check and provide you with updates of your application. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Okay, so to add to that, Jerry, please go ahead and drop us your details so that we can reach out to you and give you more insight on your application status. Thank you very much. All right. So Wahab Kazum is asking, please, is there a limitation to the number of times one can apply for LSETF loan?
Okay,
Sorry, Olufolake. Yeah,
there's no
Olufolake,
number of restriction. You can apply for the loan as long as you successfully paid the previous one. You can apply for the new loan. We do not have any restriction to the number of times you can apply for a loan presently.
All righty. So you heard it, Wahab. There's no limitation. Please go ahead. The only limitation is if you have a pending loan you're yet to finish. With us, you cannot apply for another loan yet. And another limitation is if at the time you're done paying with us, you actually apply somewhere else and you have various pending loan, and it becomes, a limitation for you to access our loan, either getting a lower amount or not getting our loan at all, depending on your credit check. Thank you very much, Falake. Okay, I have another question from an anonymous that said, I have applied for your loan and I have gotten an offer. I was at your office 3 weeks ago to get my offer letter, but up to now, I have paid my equity, but up to now, I am yet to get any feedback from LSETF. Do I hold on or can I just look elsewhere? Falake, do you want to please help us with that question?
If you have applied and you paid for equity, you are at the final stage. So congratulations for that. Don't be quick to say that you want to go somewhere else and you're not getting this. You will hear from us as soon as possible. Kindly share your details so that we can follow up and get back to you on what is actually happening at our end.
Awesome. Anonymous attendee, kindly please make use of the chat box and drop us your details. We would reach out to you. Okay, Ibrahim, this question is for you, and it says, what are the options available for Muslims that do not deal with loans with interest? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Currently at LSETF, we do not have a program that is tailored towards Muslim, more like Muslim financing, Islamic financing. So we've had this kind of request. We had several requests coming in this form before now, and unfortunately, we are unable to provide the support they are actually looking for. Instead, we refer them to some banks that does Islamic banking, Islamic financing. But at LSETF, we do not have such program because every loan at LSETF come with, no matter how little it is, just like we mentioned earlier, it comes with an interest. So it just, those interest is just for the admin fee, not like, we are not profit making organization. It's just for the administrative works and what have you that we put into processing those applications. So we do not offer such program at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that answer, Ibrahim. I'm sure that that answers that question. Okay. What criteria, this is from Otto, it says, what criteria do you use to approve the loan amount? Why is it that the exact amount being requested is not what we get eventually? What are the requirements to get the exact amount requested? Folake, do you want to please do justice to this question? Thank you.
So I will take that because Folake is trying to.
Okay, please go ahead, Ibrahim.
Yes, so the requirements were mentioned earlier. It is not totally true that what you apply for, you don't get it at the end of the day. We have people, a number of people that apply for a particular amount of money and they get it. And it's not, like I said earlier, it is a function of the information within at our disposal. Information we are able to lay our hands on, your business information around your business in terms of evaluation and what have you. So these are the things we look at, to make a decision. If the evaluation carried out to your business, what's the amount you are requesting for, we have no choice other than people are taking 5 million, people are taking 500,000, which is the maximum for the micro enterprise. 5 million for the SME, 5 million for SME, people are equally taking it. So it's a function of information or the capacity of your business. Because we are also very conscious of the fact that we do not want to overburden you. We do not want to put you under financial pressure. We've seen a number of applicants with a number of loans, performing loans, running loans somewhere. So imagine if we now have to, subject you to, additional financial stress. At the end of the day, there could be issue with even repayment and even eating into your own capital too. So we take into cognizance some of these things. We look at the repayment capacity play a very critical role here versus your debt. Debt to income is very crucial here. Your debt to income ratio is what we look at, and we're able to make an informed decision at the end of the day. So if it is worth it, if your business is worth 5 million, we give it to you, even without dropping a dime. If it is worth 5 million at the micro enterprise level, we give it to you without dropping a dime. So it's just a function of evaluation carried out and your business capacity.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ibrahim. I don't know if Folake is back and ready to take a question. I have a question from Wahab that says, please, my equity was not paid after I finished paying my loan. I collected a form from the LGA representative, but up to now, I'm yet to get my equity back. Folake, do you want to help, or is Ibrahim going to take that question?
Okay, I'll help with that.
Awesome,
it would be good to know when this request was made for the refund of your equity. So kindly provide more information, your details, and when you completed the form, so that we also check at our own end at what stage in terms of processing your equity repayment is, and we can give you a feedback.
Great. All right. So Wahab, you heard from Folake. Please go ahead and drop your details, and we would send you an email. While dropping your details, please be sure to put it there what your inquiry is, so that we do not mix it up with those that are putting up details to check status. Okay, thank you very much, Folake. And that answers the question from Wahab. Anonymous attendee is asking that I have applied for over a year and I'm yet to get a response on my loan application. Folake, please kindly help with that question. Thank you.
Okay, Anonymous. The challenge is we don't know what particular loan type you applied for, and we do not have your name and details for us to check. So kindly provide those information. What loan type did you apply for? And what is your email address that we can use to check your dashboard to see at what stage your loan application is. And I hope you've been checking your email box often, because we could have sent you information. Sometimes we notice that we send information and the applicant does not check. So you might actually find out that you've been on a waiting your application status has been on a waiting feedback all this while, waiting for you to respond to our request to you. So please let us have your details so that we can get back to you on what the issue is or what the status of your loan application is.
Thank you very much. All right, so another anonymous is asking, please can my husband and I apply for LSETF loan at the same time? We run different businesses. Thank you. Ibrahim, kindly help us with that question.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So this is not possible. It has to be either the husband who has a business or the wife that has a business. Why the other party can just sign in as a consent. So to the loan. We can't have two. It's as good as having parallel loan that we just talked about, because this is still coming from the same household. So it's either the husband or the wife, takes the loan. It is one at a time. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that answer. Nuruddin Salami is asking that I am a resident of Lagos State, but I have recently relocated to Akute, close to Lagos State. Can I still apply for LSETF with my registered company? Ibrahim, please help us with that question. Thank you.
Akute is Lagos State. As Ogun State, rather.
State.
Yes. So the program is for Lagos residents, and having your business in Lagos and residing in Lagos gives you that opportunity to access the loan. Anything outside Lagos, it's not acceptable at the moment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ibrahim. I guess we're almost getting there. So I have just one question each for yourself and Folake. And this question goes to Folake. I would like Folake to please help us with this anonymous attendee that is asking that for SME loan, is it a must I submit a business account? What if I have just a personal account and yet I am registered on the CAC? Folake, please, can you help us with that question? Thank you.
Okay, what is most important is that you have a valid account that shows your business transactions. So the bank statement you're submitting to us, does it show your day-to-day transaction inflow and outflow to show that people are transacting with you, buying and selling? You're able to buy, they're able to buy from you, and you're able to sell. All that information, we get to see it in your bank statement that shows your business transaction. So that is what is most important.
All right, thank you very much, Folake. Thanks for shedding light into that. And so for our last question today, thank you first and foremost to all the participants. Thanks for being a very patient participant. Thanks for your questions. Thank you for always coming up on our sessions to learn. And we just hope that for everything that you learn on the platform, you always make sure to put everything learned into your business. And that brings me to say, please, the poll is still on. we would like you to please attend to the poll. Give us your feedback. I have about 22 people that have attended to the poll, and I have more than that on this participation this year. So please kindly ensure you attend to the poll and give us your feedback. It's going to help us serve you better. And then my last question goes to Ibrahim. And Ibrahim, the question is from Jacinta. And Jacinta is asking that my name is Chinemerem Jacinta Mbeke. I applied for a loan on the 20th of March this year. One of your agents came for KYC, but after then, I have not heard anything. Can you please help me with my loan status? Okay, so Ibrahim, can you help Chinemerem with her loan status?
Thank you very much for the question, Chinemerem. So this actually shows that your application is receiving attention because you have been visited for KYC, and I'm sure it will be showing under review currently. So please equally drop your details so that we can check back end and provide a status update on that after the show. Thank you.
Awesome. And that brings us to the end of our Q&A session. Awesome. It's actually been a very great one. I really love the fact that we had a lot of questions from our participants. It goes to show that we have a lot of people that are really looking forward to benefiting from the LSETF loan. After all, we offer a very good loan facility, a single-digit loan facility, and we actually make it very easy for you to make your payments back. And all of this we do because we understand that supporting the business ecosystem goes a long way to help in growing the GDP and the economy in Lagos State. And that is why we do what we do. While our mandate says that we should support in order for us to be able to enable job creation, yes, we know that these are the ways in which we can support you. When your business is doing great, we support you with informations. We support you with financial aid, both loans and grants. We support your children with opportunity for employability skills, yet not leaving them at that. We still go ahead to support them with opportunity for blue-collar jobs or opportunity for a startup loan. Trust me, by the time we're done with all of these and we all are able to harness all of these opportunities, definitely unemployment will be a story of the past in Lagos State. And that is what makes us happy at LSETF. And with that, I think we've done justice to today's session. I would want my colleagues to please go ahead and give us their last, last word from each of them. Ibrahim, please give us your last word. And Folake, please give us your last word while we wrap up the session for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Funmilayo, and I want to say congratulations to everyone that has participated in this webinar. I'm sure we've learned one or two things, and we'll have quite a number of takeaways from here too. So at LSETF, we are ready and willing to grow with you in every aspect of your business. Trust us, we will always be there, to ride with you in the journey of growth. Thank you very much, and do have a blessed time.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ibrahim, and thank you for your time. Thank you for coming up here to give us insights on how best the people of Lagos can assess and harness our programs at LSETF, especially our loan program. Thank you so much. All righty. So, Folake, can you please give us your last word and what you have for our people? Thank you.
I want to say a big thank you for your participation, for the questions, and for the feedback and that are taking with us to help us improve our relationship with you. I want you to know that we are for you. We are here to support your business, to ensure that you're able to employ more people and you're able to expand and do more things, maybe expand to new business areas or to more locations. That's why we are here every day. We understand your pain points. We understand the issues that you face regularly. And we want to make life easier for you and make Lagos a thriving state for all business owners. It's been an interesting time with you today. We look forward to getting your personal details, your details for those that have questions relating to their applications, and we'll promptly respond and let you know where exactly your application is at the moment. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Folake. And so my great participants, is always a very wonderful time with you each time we come up with sessions. Please note that you can rewatch this session if you missed out on our YouTube channel. For all the participants, you would be getting an email, subsequent email from us to have the URL to the YouTube channel. And we would also make this available for those that couldn't make it but would have loved to be on the session. Please note that immediately after the session, there is a survey in order for us to help you better. So if you missed out on the poll, please ensure that you fill the survey to also give us feedback on how we can do better in terms of bringing all of these classes to you every time. And that brings me to telling you that please, if you're staying around Ikeja and you have time tomorrow, please join us physically for our training. You would agree with me that balancing your mental health with your business is a very important part. And this month is actually Mental Health Awareness Month. And we cherish you at LSETF. While we are telling you and helping you and supporting you to thrive on your business, we also want you to please take care of your health, and your mental health means a whole lot to us. And that brings us to inviting you for that session tomorrow. It is holding at LCCI Alausa. If you have time, LCCI at Alausa. Yeah, so if you have that time, you can please join us for the physical training session in partnership with Awaba, where we would be educating you on what you need to do better in terms of balancing your mental health and your business. We'll be there with experts in the field, and you might even have opportunity to even win something. So thank you all very much for staying put. Thank you for learning. Thank you for always being on our session. We appreciate you, and we would do more to ensure that we support you in all areas that can bring progress to your business. And at this point, I bring this session to an end. Enjoy the rest of your day and continue to do great with your businesses. Thank you. And that is it from us at LSETF. Bye, everyone.